How much does something like that run you on a Steam?
I don't know. I think I bought it on sale for like $30 for both
That
collections.
seems that seems like a lot. How many games are it was both collections? Is it 6 games?
Yeah,
I don't know. It just seems like
it does feel like a lot, but I really like these games, and I didn't get to play them legally, so I
well,
kind of felt like I should at least support it in some kind of
I
manner.
have I think we all have a complicated relationship with the law.
Oh, it's not about the law. It's just about me feeling like, man, they made a game I really like. I feel like they deserve my moonies, my ducats, if you
Did you beat part 1?
will. Yeah, Mega Man Battle Network. I beat
Yeah.
it a few days ago.
Which one?
The first one.
Aren't there 2 versions of each game?
No, those are like the later ones.
Well, what's in this collection? Hello,
Meg,
Digi Dudes. I know this seems like it's not related, but I'm going to pull it all back after we talk about Mega Man Battle Network.
Mega Man Battle Network 1, 2, 3, and I don't remember what's on the second one. I'm not sure. I only have the first one downloaded right now because I'm trying to beat them in order.
And you have a Steam Deck?
Yeah,
Why?
because my brother paid for it.
Doesn't that defeat the point of a console or of a PC? Doesn't that just make it a console?
Kinda.
Okay.
And
Mega
I'm a
Man.
console person.
I'm a console person
Son
too.
Okay, I'm done for now.
Did you
I've
find
lost.
out what games are on there?
Oh wait, I can do that.
Jeez Louise.
I thought you were gonna look it up. Why I thought
Mega
that?
Man Mega Man Battle Network has games on the Game Boy Advance, the GameCube, the arcade mobile phones, the DS, the Wii U, the PS4, the Switch, the PC, and the Wonder Swan Color.
What?
Wow. Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection.
Yeah, it's volume two is the second.
Oh, okay.
And
So
actually, it's 9 games. Cause
10.
is it?
I didn't count it, but it says right here there's a total of 10 games.
Versions of volume two includes 6 action pack games from both versions of Battle Network 4 to both versions of Battle Network 6. So 4, 5, and 6 have 2 versions.
A lot of Mega Man games, but that's the reason we bring up Mega Man Battle Networks obviously is because they're Digimon ripoffs,
Are they?
aren't they? Give me the plot to Mega Man Battle Network 1.
Battle Network 1. Well, you see, Mr. Wily? Well, there's another incarnation of him. The land basically is going around fighting the WW the WWW? Is that what they call them? I think that's what they call them. Which is like bad people. It's like Team Rocket.
So they go into computers
Yeah, they go on the computers. Well,
and
no. Land doesn't go into the computer. He controls Mega Man, who's in the computer.
so it's like our war game.
Yes.
It's very apropos that we bring up our war game. We'll go ahead and do the introduction. Welcome, Digidudes and Digidames to our Digimon podcast. It's me and Sai right now. Mark, unfortunately,
Mark has gone the way of the Patomon after he
well,
evolves.
What happened was the barber shop in his town closed, so he doesn't have any place to get on the internet. Come on, that is a killer reference, Sai.
I hate you so much because that was a
It's
good
good for Digimon fans. So we'll go
one.
ahead and start talking, and then when if he figures out a way, that's great. If not, probably even better. He doesn't love Digimon the way Sai does,
Yeah.
but no one does.
Pretty sure no one does.
So
Keep
today we're going
forgetting
to talk
that
about
there's a
episodes
huge finger.
11, 12, and 13, and these are some big ones. Sai, this is the end of
Yeah.
our first digital arc. We're going to see what happens from here. So episode 11, we call it The Dancing Digimon. It originally aired May 16th, 1999, 2 days after my birthday. Do you remember what you got me for my birthday, Sai?
A hug and a kiss.
Yeah. It was awkward, but it was good. So we start out and we've got Devimon naming all the Digidestin by name, which was very weird to me. Is he a fan?
No, I think he wants to kill him.
He knows all their names. Like you think he'd just be like those damn kids, or like everyone else is like those Digidestin punks. He knows every single one of their names.
Yeah. Was it this episode where he's later on? He's like, "You're the one that's gonna kill me." To TK.
No, that's the next episode.
Oh, okay.
This is the one with Joe and Sora.
Yeah, yeah. This is the one where Ogremon pops out of a crate
Ogremon
in
pops
the
out of a crate. Man, it's so funny. Why is that so funny? There's just
because
a
it's
crate. So to set it up, we've got Joe and
we
Gomamon.
open up in media res with Joe vomiting, right?
Yeah. We assume he's vomiting. He's sticking his head over and making vomiting noise. They're just floating in the middle of the ocean on a bed, and a crate just floats up to him. And Joe just assumes it's full of food for some reason.
Because Gomamon ate all their food.
And it's Ogremon. Why was Ogremon in a crate? How is he always in these situations?
I don't know. I feel like he planned it.
Like you say this podcast is like a sitcom. Man, Ogremon is like a sitcom. He's like always in
Yeah,
some weird situation.
I didn't like Ogremon when I first watched Digimon. He was weird looking, but now he's growing on me.
He's hiding in a bathroom stall, or he's floating on a crate in the middle of the ocean. And I feel like he got there because he told some lie that
Yeah,
ended up there.
he's pulling up better. I don't know. He might be Etamon level.
Mm, I don't know about that.
Because we'll revisit it when we get to Etamon, but I think the voice does a lot of the pull for Etamon.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So I think Ogremon, upon second, third, fifth viewing, might weasel his way up to Etamon.
Yeah, I don't think we've been giving him enough credit, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And did you notice when he was talking, his head just kept sliding down and his body wasn't moving? I was like, what's going on here? Like, I understand they were just animating to make it look like he was moving, but it also just looked like his head was sliding off.
Anything to save that $30.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it didn't look terrible.
It didn't look great.
It didn't. No, especially since they kind of doubled up on frames when he was swinging his club at him. I was like, why does he keep swinging his swords left to right? They're clearly on the bed. Why don't he? And then he swung it and broke it. And also,
Man,
why didn't Gomamon just make a raft of fishes again?
yeah, that would have been a good plan. But man, Ogremon gets his ass kicked. He
Yeah, he
really
does.
uh or a
He's not.
Cockapart.
He's not. He's not a strong Digimon.
He's not. Like I always remember him as this big, strong, tough guy.
I just
One of the
remember him being scary.
he's
But I
got that
think that's because
scary
of the
face.
way he looks. Yeah, he's
But
definitely big and
I will say the scene where Joe and Gomamon are drowning is the scariest thing in the world.
yeah, crazy.
Personally, I don't want to drown. It's
Yeah,
something I don't want to do.
yeah. That's why I don't ever go by water.
Yeah, I tend to stay away from water, except I did go in the ocean and it was the best thing ever. But aside from that, the
I'm
ocean's not.
definitely pretty sure that's where Joe was drowning.
No, he was in the dark ocean.
No, he was in the digital ocean, but
Yeah, who cares about that? And then we find Sora and she's just chilling,
yeah,
fishing.
she's fishing up people apparently.
We got two ends of the spectrum here. We got Joe fighting for his life, and Sora's just like, I'm gonna fish.
Yeah, where did she get a fishing pole?
I think she made it
Okay,
out of just like some string, and
where'd she get the string?
she wove it.
Well, I mean, I guess you could find power line cables. So I mean, I guess you could find.
She 3D printed it.
Nah, nah.
So she's fishing, and she fishes up Joe, and
I would like to know where she got a hook from, though.
the hook, Biomon's feather.
Ah, I don't think that would work, but okay.
I don't know if it'll work either. Berdramon's feather.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
this all makes sense to me. They
Yeah,
save
why was
Joe
she fishing when she could have just used a Beamon?
because Biomon's not a hunter.
Oh,
Biomon's a gatherer at best.
I'd say she's a potato, but she seems lazy.
Fair enough. So
All
they
the
save
Digimon are kind of lazy.
not Patamon.
Patamon's a nuisance.
Patamon's just not super useful.
No, not at all. He's a nuisance. If you had an infestation of Patamon, you'd be very upset.
I don't know if you know this about me, but I pretty much own a Patamon. It's a corgi. It's pretty
Oh,
much the same thing, dude.
um, okay,
You don't
fair
think
enough.
so?
No, I agree. It is. Even the colors are right too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I'm probably the resident expert on Patamon.
Well, I like to call my dogs Leomon because they always die.
Oh, that's very sad. It's a very sad thing to say on the podcast. So they decide Joe's going to be the leader.
Joe should be the leader always.
I don't know. I'm still voting for Izzy.
Yeah, but Izzy would get distracted by a
Izzy
ruin.
does not get this. Look, Izzy
He
is
got
not.
distracted by a ruin.
He didn't get distracted. He has to get information before he moves forward. That's his
and
thing.
and he got distracted whenever Mimi was talking to him. He was like,
Well,
"Ooh, shiny ruin."
let me tell you this. If he didn't do that, we wouldn't know what a Digivice is. And Leomon would be dead. Leomon's only alive because of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they all go to church.
Oh yeah, they do. That's all in this episode.
Yeah. Is that a Jesus behind you?
Is that it? Yeah, it's Jesus.
Yeah. How apropos.
Yeah,
Because Jesus is from church.
yeah. I don't
Yeah.
think Bakuman is
Bakuman is not.
worship, worshiping
So,
Jesus.
Joe sees the masked people dancing around, right? And he's like, it's just normal people. They weren't. That's not what normal people do.
That's also not what normal people don't wear people masks.
No, they sure don't. Unless they're robbing a bank.
Pretty yeah. And those weren't even great Robin Bank masks.
No, but I mean they were
Those
eye
are
catching.
creepy. You know what they looked like? The Monkey Mon space.
Yeah, yeah. The Deva.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Way
think that's
before he was created. I think that's just how that guy draws faces.
yeah. I think that was just them being lazy. There's a good point here though. The Bakuman priest, who's it? Biomon's like, why would anyone worship Bakuman? And the Bakuman priest is like, don't you dare tell us who to honor or not. And that's true. You can't tell people what religion to be in. That's a big
Well,
thing.
wasn't he a Bakuman?
Yeah, definitely. That's probably why I liked Bakuman so much.
Mm, yeah, yeah.
Bakuman,
Bakuman's
of
the
course.
only ghost Digimon, right? Like
No,
that looks like a traditional ghost.
mm. It's
No?
one of its evolution. Its evolution, Soulmon, is basically just it with a hat.
Oh,
But Bakuman's champion level virus Digimon, who can also evolve into Myotismon or Pumpkinmon. So maybe one of these guys is the Pumpkinmon we see later with Gatsumon.
wait. So Myotismon is the same level as Pumpkin.
Yeah,
Huh. That's strange.
Myotismon's ultimate.
Yeah, but that means Pumpkinmon is also an ultimate
What did you think Pumpkinmon was? Champion?
champion.
Oh,
Yeah, because Myotismon no diffs him.
well, Myotismon is different. Myotismon is built different, just like Devimon. Look what he did to Leomon and the rest of the Digidestin. They're all just champions. Not all champions are built the same.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Devimon is a champion. There's some
Yeah,
plot going on.
there's always plot going on. That's what moves things forward. Uh, so the Bakuman lose their power because they do this chant thing, and it really reminds me of the end of season 2. You know what I'm talking about? Where they go into the separate world that's not the digital world and it's not the real world, but they're able to digivolve into all their forms at once.
No.
Ooh, you're gonna remember it when we get there.
Okay.
It's
I
good
don't
though.
remember all at once.
Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah, I don't remember that.
we'll talk about it in a couple of years.
Okay,
And
I
then
believe you.
they beat Bakuman
Yeah,
because of the chant.
which if they chant it and it worked on Bakuman, wouldn't that work on other Digimon as well?
You would. I was just thinking that it's like you would want to keep that in your back pocket. It's a good move, but no, we never see it again.
Yeah, yeah, that was weird. I always found that weird. Wait, don't they do it again later?
When
They do it again in the real world.
at the tower,
Yeah, with the Bakuman.
was it Bakuman or was it Phantomon?
It might be both. It might have been Bakuman and
If it's isn't Phantomon's the Reaper, right? With the scythe that
yeah,
looks like
I think
Bakumon.
so.
Yeah, I remember exactly what you're talking about. You're 100% right. So, episode 12, Digi Baby Boom, named after baby boomers, May 23rd, 1999. And of course, TK and Patamon are the odd man out. They end up on their own. While everyone else has found each other, they have not.
As they should. This is a baby episode.
This is a baby episode. This is the episode where we find out that TK thinks Patamon is some sort of pig.
I mean, I also thought Patamon was a pig.
I thought he was a corgi.
That was before I knew what a corgi was.
Yeah. He's talking to him about these evolutions he thinks he's going to go into, which are Porkymon and Hogmon.
I don't remember. I didn't see Hogmon, but I saw Porky. I
I
mean,
like
he was on to something.
I like that they drew the cards for him, like they do the Digivolutions whenever
Hmm.
they introduce a new Digimon. I
When
like
they
that they
show it
made 'em-
on Izzy's computer.
Yeah. Mark, welcome back.
Yup.
Surprised they never made those into Digimon.
You should be able to hear me.
Me either. I looked them up, and they still say they're imaginary Digimon. You'd think they'd hit the card game or something.
You'd think they just make them in real Digimon.
You'd think they'd just create them in real life through genetic engineering. Mark, how was dinner with your girlfriend?
A lot of food over the last couple of days.
What did you
You
eat?
had dinner with your girlfriend over a couple of days.
Yeah. It was
Well,
a long
no.
dinner.
Well, Thursday was like stuff with friends for Thanksgiving because I couldn't go home. And then Friday was like dinner with her parents, but just like, just like on a homemade stuff. Saturday was Thanksgiving dinner with her parents, and then tonight was Thanksgiving dinner with her extended family. I think tonight was there's like some fried rice, some cheesy potatoes, some pork, Asian Thanksgiving.
Okay. So I have a
Cheesy
text for
potatoes
both
is
of you guys.
Asian.
What?
I said cheesy potatoes are Asian.
No, everything else was fried
Okay.
rice, noodles, some la.
Some what?
So when I asked you guys if you celebrate Thanksgiving, and both of you were like, no, not really. That was just a big fucking lie.
I really haven't.
Yeah.
'Cause it sounds like you celebrated Thanksgiving
Mark,
5 goddamn times.
Mark did. Mark did. I went to my grandmother and we ate like a very small Thanksgiving.
It was not anticipated.
It wasn't big. That's what I was saying. Like it was just a little.
So
like,
both of you lied to my face.
There was only
text message.
3. It was barely bigger than it was. Literally a regular dinner, but it happened on
When
Thanksgiving.
was it? Yeah, that's a Thanksgiving dinner.
No.
You got Mark over there celebrating Thanksgiving 136
Yeah,
days
Mark,
out of the year.
Yeah,
Well,
Mark
look.
celebrated it for a week, which is wild.
I had plans for
Happy
none of
Thanksgiving week, everyone.
Yeah, it was not planned at all.
Yeah, Mark had 5 different Thanksgivings on 5 different days.
Yeah.
And normally we go to more than one place for Thanksgiving. We only went to one place.
I have a
So it was a man. Yeah, Mark had 3 Thanksgivings with his in-laws. That could have been one.
Yeah. It's a lot.
That is confusing to me. Why are there? I don't understand why there were so many Thanksgivings.
I don't know.
Are they rich?
So did y'all like sleep there?
She did, but I had to drive home so I could take him back. Because Saturday
You
was
could
the
have
day
slept there as well.
Saturday was the day that I picked him back up from his mom. So I was driving from 6 a.m. to like 6:30 in the morning to about 6 o'clock at night.
Is your license
You
still
drove for
revoked?
12 hours?
Well, with time zones, it's weird. No, I think I got back at 4, but then I had to drive to her parents' place, which was an hour away. So with very small breaks, yeah, I was driving for about 10 and a half, 11 hours.
Why?
Because I had to meet.
But when you put in the time zones and the daylight savings time.
Yeah, I had to meet her halfway to pick him back up because he was in Michigan for a week, and then yeah.
Sounds like you could have just went to your family.
No, my parents both got really, really sick. Like my mom was in and out of the doctors the last couple of days.
Oh, so you should have gone to see your family.
I was supposed to, and then my mom got so sick she was in and out of the doctors, so I wasn't able to visit home.
Is this how you tell us you have a new baby brother on the way?
No.
All right. I don't want to hear
Are you
anything
gonna
next
call him
week
TK?
about I have a new baby brother.
Yeah, we don't want to. We don't want you to be like, oh, you guys didn't know. You muted yourself. I don't know if you're trying to talk to us.
I think he's cursing us out.
What now?
I said you muted us. You better not be cussing us out
No.
just because we broke the news.
Yeah, no, he's fun stuff.
Okay,
So you know that
he's gonna call his little brother TK.
And then he's gonna be the Digidestined, the next Digidestined. And it'll be great.
Speaking of the Digidestined, hey, did you know we met an Elekmon this episode?
I'm really bad on the different ones. Which one was Elekmon?
He was the red one that got in the tug of war.
Sounded like a really yeah. I don't. Why tug of war?
It's hard for me to keep track of.
Did you guys know that Elekmon can digivolve into Black Garurumon or Leomon?
I knew one of those.
Which one?
I don't know. One of those. You said them back to back, and I wasn't surprised. I think it was Black Warger. Well, Black Garurumon. Why don't I want to add a war to it?
You just want to start a war. So Elekmon is in charge of the digital village. He guards the eggs. He guards the baby Digimon. He feeds them fish. Nothing too hard. So I just like you.
Yeah, there's a bunch of cradles.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was very rude when TK called the one Digimon an old man.
No, he does look like an old man. It did look like an old man. It did look like an old man.
Looked like a baby.
It probably digivolves into Digimon.
Yeah. Yeah, me there. So
Patomon.
Elekmon and Patomon don't get along because Elekmon doesn't want anyone else to play with the babies, which is weird.
Yeah, that was.
He'd be happy for the help.
Well, I mean, you don't want people getting your baby sick. You don't know where TK or Patamon's hands have been.
But don't they all? I feel like they all know the Digidestined. It's like you'd be like,
they kind of do.
Human, this is probably a good
thing.
But to
be fair, Leomon knows that they're Digidestined because they make their Digimon evolve. TK hasn't made his Digimon evolve.
He's a human in the digital world. It's not that common.
He hangs out with Digidestined. We got Bakuman running around with human masks.
It's true. I mean, I guess the masks are vaguely human. Yeah. So they decide to settle things with a tug of war, which I think is a good way to go. What?
No, I feel like Patomon should have lost.
No, I'm saying not in this episode. Like in the fight with Devimon, they should just settle it with a tug of war.
Yeah.
You think he'd go for that?
No.
Why?
Because he's cool.
He's a benevolent leader. He has 2 subjects.
3, really. Sorcerermon.
Well,
was it Wizardmon?
Wizardmon is not with Devimon
anymore. Well, he wasn't he?
Whatever. No, Wizardmon's never with Devimon.
Well, I thought him and Gatomon are friends because of workplace friendship.
They're just work friends. That's his work wife.
Well, yeah, that's what I thought.
So then we have episode 13, which is where it all comes to a head. Mark, this episode is called The Legend of the Digidestined, and it aired May 30th, 1999. Devimon makes Leomon attack primary village. What a cunt. Am I right?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, yes and no, because they're just gonna turn into more digi eggs. So I mean,
You sound like a Buddhist, dude.
like,
Did
yes,
we know that at that point?
yeah, we
We
know
don't.
because no, wait, no, we don't. We
Or is
don't know
that
that.
a new concept?
We don't.
No, we at that
Dragon.
point you don't know that because you find out when later on in the episode. So no.
Hmm.
So Leomon's attacking the village with Ogremon there, but then all the other Digimon show up and they're all
Did
fighting.
Ogremon show up in a crate?
Ogremon didn't show up in a crate. Ogremon's going to be in a weird situation. We'll talk about it in a minute. You weren't here earlier, Mark, but we were talking about how Ogremon always ends up in these weird places, and we don't give that enough credit.
Did you see when he was in the toilet?
Yes, he was in the toilet. So Leomon gets like 5 black gears in him and becomes this big giant version of himself. Why don't they do that to more Digimon?
I don't know. It did do that to that one Digimon though. The hair one.
The Mojiamon?
Yeah.
It made him bigger, but I still feel like it was only 1 black gear.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like Ogremon should have been the old Digimon when TK was like, oh, look, this one looks really old. It should have been Ogremon. Should have ended it should like Ogremon hiding in the cradle.
Ogermon's
That would have been
not that
perfect.
old. So here's where everything comes to a head. Izzy shows up and he's like, I found out the Digivice can destroy the black gears. Just a few minutes ago, you were bad mouthing Izzy for taking the time to look around in a temple, and now he's saving everyone's ass again.
Yep.
Didn't we already know that?
We did see it happen multiple times, but these kids don't learn. So the Digivice destroys Leomon's black gears, and we hear for the first time ever, we hear the term Digi-destined.
Yeah.
From Leomon. We've heard it a dozen times already. So now it's time.
And Leomon's like, I know you're a Digi-destined because you made your Digimon evolve, not because you're the only human. I almost said Americans.
You're the only Americans here. Also, aside from the Bakuman.
Also, we find out later that there are a bunch of Digi-destins running around.
There are.
Yeah.
So I guess that happens later, right?
I assumed it happened now. I assumed it was happening right now all over on different parts.
Okay.
Digital world's a big place, man.
Apparently.
Yeah.
So they decide it's time to take down Devimon.
Foul Island is just is the digital Japan.
That makes sense.
Because they're both islands.
Yeah.
So Devimon gets real big. He gooses up.
Huge.
And then they go to attack him, but guess who's inside of him? Ogremon. Ogremon's got himself in another situation. Sometimes he's in a toilet, sometimes he's in a crate, sometimes he's inside Devimon.
You just never know.
This like I can't believe I never thought about how ridiculous this was before.
Yeah, I must have zoned out in that part. I don't remember actually. There was a part where I was just kind of listening. I think that was the part where I was listening, and I'm gonna have to rewatch it.
Well, they go to attack, and Ogremon just pops out of him. Surprise!
Oh, I know what you're talking about now. I can remember it. I see.
Classic Ogremon,
And again, we talked about it earlier. Not all champions are built the same because Devimon whoops everyone's ass, man.
Well, he does get roided up.
He gooses up. That's true, but he still wins, man,
He's
and it's not
champion
even
plus.
close until
Yeah.
until Patomon digivolves.
Yeah.
And here's the weird part: he digivolves into Angemon. Did you catch that?
Mm-hmm.
He calls himself Angemon instead of Angemon.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be Angemon later. He's going to call himself Angemon, not Angemon.
I think that's just a dub thing.
Well, you watch the dub.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, no, I
Yeah.
mean like they called him Angemon, and then they were like, "Oh, Angemon."
So Angemon defeats him, and then he dies. And he's like, TK, I'll come back if you want me to. Like, why wouldn't he want him to? What are you talking about, dude?
I mean, it's yeah.
I feel like he should have been kicked off Survivor Island for that. No more TK. No, I'm just
Well, no more Angemon for a while.
Yeah. Right to an egg.
because we see because of all the Digimon that Digivolve every episode.
Yeah.
Well, Angemon used all of his energy, where everyone else just gave up in the middle, apparently.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
didn't even
nobody
do
else.
anything cool, dude. Like,
Nobody else. He didn't. Yeah, does he use Hand of Fate?
no, he didn't use Hand of Fate, and I always remember him using Hand of Fate.
Yeah, me
Or-
too.
What is he?
So
I
he didn't
remember-
even use an attack.
he pulls a thing out, which is like
A book.
Goku's power pole, and he pokes him with it, and then he absorbs it
Oh,
into his
yeah,
hand
his-
and he smacks him.
His little staff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then an old man appears.
Oh yeah, Jenna. I love Jenna.
Shh, we don't know. We don't know that yet. Just some
Oh
old man.
shit. I love that old man.
I love that old man too. I like him a lot more than when he's young and licking girls. It's weird.
I kind of like him when he's young and liking girls.
I see that wasn't him. So I think you're romanticizing him. And that's where we end it for the week. Man, this is
Yeah, that wasn't that guy we're not supposed to name yet. It was someone else.
yeah. But
What's
that's future stuff.
Oh, I know what's next. I don't know why my brain was like, oh yeah, now it's the 4 digital masters. I completely skipped the whole arc.
What are you talking about? You know what's next.
I know, that's why my brain
stoked, bro.
But my brain was like, no, we're skipping straight to the digital masters.
No. First we got to take down the dark network. So yeah, that'll be next week. We'll talk about episodes 14, 15, and 16. We got a lot going on. Some really cool stuff.
No more
Any
Ogremon,
thoughts?
though.
Any ideas?
No more Ogremon.
We'll get Ogremon back later.
Yeah.
Do we?
Yeah.
Oh.
Remember? He becomes friends with Leomon.
Oh, yeah.
Which realistically, I never took them as not friends. You know what I mean? Like they're nemesis.
They're can't say Vegeta and Goku.
Yeah,
No.
they can be Vegeta.
Even when they're against each other, it's more friendly than Vegeta and Goku.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think either one of them would ever actually deal that final blow.
They're like
Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. You said that last week.
Yeah, I stand by it. I can't come
I
in.
was gonna say I was gonna say Ty and I forget his name. Kai and what's his name from Beyblade? Let it rip.
I didn't watch Beyblades. I was too busy
Oh,
seeing boobs on
I
the
did
internet.
that too. At the same time.
Nice. What do you guys think? Anything you loved or hated about these episodes? Any special thoughts? Anything you're
Ogre
hoping
Man.
happens next week?
I'm hoping we get rid of the Digidestin for some odd reason and we just follow Ogremon.
Be interesting. Mark, what do you think?
I'm gonna interesting seeing the whole Digi-Egg kind of introduction that I guess the completion of the life cycle at this point for everybody.
Yeah. I mean, it's really the only time that ever happened.
Yeah.
You'll never ever see another Digimon Digivolve and just use up so much energy that he just reverts back to Digi, right? I don't like they go back to baby, but
Yeah.
not Digi eggs, I don't think.
They rarely even go back to baby.
So.
Yeah, it's usually when they warp Digivolve, right?
Usually they're only in baby and when they're in the real world.
Yeah. But when they warp Digivolve, don't they go back to baby form?
I don't think
At least
so,
the first time.
I could be wrong.
I think the first time they do.
I've literally never been wrong about anything before, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. I believe you.
All right, guys. Well, we'll call it a night, and we will see you here next week. Same Digi time, same Digi channel.
So
Cy, go ahead.
15, 16, and 17.